Hi guys, let's read the story. The story name is Airline Launch. I put my carry-on in the in the luggage compartment and sat down in my assigned seat. It was going to be a long flight from Gatwick. I am glad I have a good book to read, perhaps. I will get a short sleep. I thought just before takeoff, I um, just before takeoff, a line of British Army youngsters came came down the aisle and filled all the vacant seats totally surrounding me. I decided to start a conversation. Where are you fellows headed? I asked. Cyprus. Uh, will be there for 2 weeks for special training, and then we are being deployed to Afghanistan. After flying for about an hour, an announcement was made that launch was available for £5. It would be several hours before we reached Cyprus, and I quickly decided a launch would help pass the time. I reached for my wallet. As I reached for my wallet, I overheard a soldier ask his mate if he planned to a buy lunch. No, that seems like a lot of money for just an airline lunch. Probably would not be worth £5. His mate agreed. I will wait till we get Cyprus. I looked around at other soldiers. None were buying lunch. I walked to the back of the plane and handed the flight attendant a £50 note. Take a lunch to all those soldiers. She grabbed my arms and squeezed tightly. He, eyes, her eyes wet with tears. She thanked me. My young boy was a soldier in Iraq. It's almost like you are doing it for him. Picking up 10 lunch boxes, she headed up the aisle to where the boys were seated. She stopped at my seat and asked, "Which do you like best, beef or chicken?" "Chicken," I replied, wondering why she asked. She turned and went to the front of plane, returning a minute later with a dinner plate from first class. This is your thanks. After we finished eating, I went again to the back of the plane, heading for the restroom. An old man stopped me. "I saw what you did. I want to be part of it. Here, take this." He handed me £25. Soon after I returned to my seat, I saw the captain coming down the aisle, uh, looking at the aisle numbers. When he got to my row, he stopped, smiled, held out his hand, and said, "I want to shake your hand." quickly unfastening my seat belt. I stood and took the captain's hand. With a booming voice, he said, "I was an army pilot a long time back. Once someone brought me lunch. It was an act of kindness I never forgot. I was embarrassed when Apollos was heard from all of the passengers. Later, I walked to the front of the plane so I could stretch my legs. A kid who looked about 18 was sitting about 6 rows in front of me. He reached out his hand, uh, wanting to shake mine. He left another 25 pounds in my palm. When we landed, I gathered my belongings and started to depart. Waiting just inside the airplane door was a man who stopped me, put something in my shirt pocket, turned and walked away without saying a word. Another 25 pounds. Upon entering the terminal, I saw the soldiers gathering for their uh, trip up to their training area. I